Let me tell you now, this season is going great. We are on fire. We look great on the pitch, and the chairman's ringing me. Mr. Chairman, your English has got really good suddenly. Yeah, I can understand you perfectly. You want to sign Andy Carroll on a free transfer. How can we afford that? You've got a new sponsor, Super Club Soccer, a turn-based free-to-play football game available on Steam. Okay, yeah, tell me more. So we just have to put it in the top of the description and they're going to sponsor this transfer and they're going to make it happen. I mean, my mind's eye, I can see it down at the top of the description right now. I can imagine the people clicking on it and checking it out. So it's free to play and it's a turn-based football game, right? And you create a character, you're saying. And you can train them how you want and play against people all over the world in tournaments. I mean, frankly, it sounds blooming brilliant. And with it, we can sign Andy Carroll. Well, I'll get the bid submitted. Hopefully we can do the business on the pitch. Okay, I need to talk about it more at the end of the video. I can talk all about Super Club Soccer then. Yeah, okay. No, I don't want Jermaine Defoe. No. Okay, I'll talk to you in a little bit, mate. Take care. I don't bloody believe it, everyone. The profile of this club we are raising up, apparently. We have a sponsor. We have an episode today. Let's go keep ourselves top of the league, shall we? Kind of wish I could just sit here and say, the Andy Carroll, that was just for the intro. Absolutely wasn't. He is available on a free. And as my grandma used to say, when Andy Carroll's available to sign, you go and sign him. He was on trial with us. He's left his trial, but upon reflection, upon thought, I figured, actually, his wage demands of, how much is it we're offering him? £4,500. They're reasonable. If he doesn't play games for us, his contract won't last another year. And I've done such a great job of micromanaging the finances, I can afford to do this kind of signing. In truth, it is a little bit of a punt, but in terms of as a plan B, as a big man to throw up, I haven't got a player like him. Quite how we're going to fit him into the team when it comes to squad registration rules, I've not figured that bit out just yet, but we'll do some creative bookkeeping. We'll make it work out. And, yeah, who knows? Next episode, we're probably going to be sat here with Andy Carroll at the club, and I for one, cannot wait. Incidentally, there is another player who I'm looking to possibly sign, also called Andy, but his name is just Andy. 31 years old, really, really well-rounded player. I mean, bizarrely well-rounded, actually. Corners, the only attribute he has below a 10. 31 years old. Last year he was playing in La Liga 2. He had a very good year. Of course, we've already got Recco and Di Vicente in at centre mid. But in terms of as another option, another experienced centre mid, I think Andy could be a really good one. And he would be a substantial upgrade on Inigo, who, well, at the moment is one of our few backup centre mids. Yeah. Andy would be an upgrade. Elsewhere, I did talk about the finances just a little bit in terms of we can afford to make these kind of deals. We can in the wage budget. The overall balance is slightly less rosy, shall we say. Worth noting, though, there's rumours of a board takeover where we're at that phase of the year again. We've not actually gone under transfer embargo yet, but I do think this is the third takeover that's been rumoured. So with that in mind, who knows? Eventually one of them's got to happen. It feels like it's a case of when, not if we have a takeover. And well, in terms of things on the pitch, you might have caught it in the top right here. Things are looking very, very good. 7 games played, 6 wins, 1 draw. Not the most difficult of openings to the season in terms of quality of opposition. There is one result here that stands out a little more than the others, and that was against Cultural Leonesa, a team who, if we just look here, are predicted to finish third. A very good team. Last year, they were promoted in the kind of the similar stage to us. They were actually relegated in the same year as us as well. And they are the only team so far this year who have given our first team a really, really good game. This finished 4-3. So yeah, not the best start in this game for us. We went a goal down inside the first 10 minutes, and I feel like there was an air of invincibility that we were acquiring. We felt very, very good. That early goal was a bit of a sucker punch, a bit of a, a wake-up call, I suppose. The good news is Cedric was awake at the near post. He tucked it away for his first goal of the game. He got another one not long later. Definitely a contender for goal of the season, this one. Whilst not a long shot smashed into the top corner, a powerful effort from range, very, very nice. And at 2-1 up at the break, I was a bit positive. I shouldn't have been. The players got complacent, and within a matter of 5 minutes, they'd made it 2-2. I was worried. I will say they had me worried at this point, but with a shout of demand more and my words echoing in the players' ears, a bit of fortune here. It fell to Yardi, and he smashed it into the bottom corner. Really, really good goal by him. And while we doubled our lead via a Pablo header not long later, Pablo's not the man who should be scoring those kind of headers, but we're not going to complain on this instance, just for future reference, squad. We don't aim for the small 18-year-old playmaker on set piece. That makes no sense. They did get a late goal back. It was a bit of a scare, but we held on. A 4-3 win. We were made to battle for it, but on the balance of play, definitely a game we deserved to win. So yes, that result there was nestled in between a 1-0 win against Real Union and also another win against another team with Union in their name, in Unionistas. We beat them 3-1. You can see Cedric got a brace in this game as well. He's got 4 goals. They came in those 2 games. He's looked pretty tasty as an inside forward out on the right-hand side. And while we started the month of September very, very well too, a win against Logroñés, 4-0 there. Bicho got 2 penalty goals. Maybe we found a penalty goal scorer as well. He has 3 from the spot. He's looked pretty good, the 25-year-old. Has been wrestling with a few little knocks here and there. He struggled to get a run of games, really. We did also beat Sociedad. Again, Bicho with a penalty early on, and that was all that was to be seen there. And then most recently, we rotated the team. We took on Cornella, a team predicted to finish 10th, our most recent game as well. But given the fact that today's opposition in Ponferradina are predicted to do quite well and are currently sat in second, I thought, you know what, we've got 3 days to recover. I'm going to put faith in the kids. We're going to rotate the team. Players like Foster, Capani, they're going to get the nod. They let me down here. Now, to be fair, they only had 3 shots on target in this game, but they scored from 2 of them, and we were 2-0 down in this game. That was the first one there by Ramazani. Smashed home. I don't know if Machedo could have done more. And then just before half-time, they grabbed a second. It made my team talk a little easier because there was no reason to have any optimism at the break. 2-0 down. Yes, it was a rotated team. We brought on some of the big guns and they made stuff happen. Di Vicente with an initial effort. It was blocked. It fell to Ceballos, who is our right back. Don't really want to be relying on the right back to score that kind of goal. However, this goal was great to see. The first goal ever scored by Zach Galean at the club. Hopefully the first of many. Of course, the Barcelona B team player joined us on a free B in the summer. Really exciting player playing out on the left-hand side in this game. He was lurking at the back post. His partner in crime from Barcelona, Hardy, was there to put the ball into the box. And 2-2 it finished. Rescued a point. Bit disappointed we couldn't go on and get the win in that one. Now, before we build up to today's match against Ponferradina, I thought we'd talk about the staff a little bit. An aspect to the game that, I'm going to be honest, I don't find that interesting. I feel like with staff, it's just a case of like min-maxing. You just do some staff searches. There's no attribute masking for staff. There's no real art to it. You just hire the best people that you can. But there were people talking about, you know, the medical situation, shall we say, the fact that we always have players injured. Could I improve things a little bit? Well, I'll hold my hands up and say on the sports science front, there's probably a little bit of room to grow. But on the physio department, I feel like the injuries that we've had here, and to be fair, they've not been as bad this season as last year. I want to put them mostly down to bad luck. I mean, you can see the dashed line is at injuries last season. I feel like in Football Manager in general, you get fewer injuries than clubs do in real life. I feel like I had a freakishly bad last year when it came to injuries. Obviously, rotating the team is always going to be super important. It's the reason why I rotated the team for that previous game that we drew. But it's definitely something that I want to overcome. I want to keep an eye on. Obviously, I feel like the medical centre is a thing that all Football Manager kind of players neglect a little bit. I'm definitely guilty of that. I've recorded all this now and we're probably now going to get an injury in today's game, which I'm emotionally prepared for. Football Manager, you've been listening in to me talking. Be kind today. I suppose the other thing just to mention whilst we're here is we do have a coaching staff. I probably could get a better goalkeeping coaching. Might even do that for next time. And on the recruitment front, we've got pretty good scouts and stuff as well. You can see here the comparison to other teams in our division. I think on the whole, I've done quite well when it comes to the staff management. As I said, it's the most boring part of Football Manager. Renewing staff contracts when they all expire at the same time, finding a new scout, all that jazz. It's just not very exciting, is it? So today's opposition is Ponferradina, a team who last year were relegated from the second tier of Spain. That division we really nearly got to. They've got a good squad though. Their media prediction was 4th. They, as you can see here, have lost 1 game more than we have. There's 3 points between us, but their goal difference is very, very impressive. That 1 game they lost was to Deportivo. Of course, a team who I'm slightly wary of. They currently sit 4th in the league, a team that we do need to be aware of, I suppose. That said, they are a few points behind us, and without kind of getting too carried away, perhaps, if we win today, if we go 6 points clear of Ponferradina, we put ourselves in a really, really good position at a quite early stage. 38-game season, 8 games played after today. If we could get 6 points clear, I might start backing us to go up. Might be a little premature, but that's what I truly believe. Now, the great news today is we don't have any injuries. We don't have any suspensions. The full team is available for selection. And well, in terms of that team, it is a 4-2-3-1, which sees Mojica make his live commentary debut, sees Bicho, Recco, Di Vicente, Torre and Cedric play in our midfield 5, and the return of Hill, who of course was a big standout player for us last year, a player who actually had a few transfer bids for him this year. I turned them all down. They weren't very good. There are still teams interested. I don't really have any interest in selling him because he's just been an ever-reliable player for us, even if when you look at his polygon, he does look a little underwhelming. In terms of big surprise packages to start the season, Carrasco, our Portuguese right-back, has 4 assists in 6 games. He's on a 7.78 average rating. No way he can keep that up for the whole year, but on loan from Porto, I'm already sat thinking, might need to renew that loan for another year. Another one of the really impressive performers this year has been Matic. He was the fans' player of the year last year. He has got a really high average rating too. Defensively so far this season, we've looked very, very sound. Obviously, Hill has been playing semi-frequently. Lopez has had a couple of issues of injury here and there, but when he's played, he's been pretty impressive. And while moving into the midfield, you can see here, Pablo Torre, 7.47 rating for him this year. If there are any questions over the youngster, was he going to be able to replicate last season? Well, in terms of assists and goals, I suppose he's a little off the pace. But in terms of his actual kind of average rating, his actual performances, he has been mega, mega impressive. And also, you can see it here, his stamina's gone up to 9 everyone. We had a party for that. It was like a birthday party, except it was a party to celebrate a player getting to 9 stamina. I suppose the one question mark over the team right now is goal scorers, which might sound a little bit bizarre because we've been scoring lots of goals, but Foster has 2 goals in 4. Mojica has 1 goal in 3. These are players who I really thought, between them, they were going to be firing on all cylinders this year. So far, bit of a slow start for our strikers, but the goal-scoring escapades of our wide attacking midfielders has bailed us out quite significantly, which is obviously really, really nice. So in terms of team selection, this is the team we're going to go with. This is what my full-strength team is. It's the team I wanted to start the first game of the season with. This is, I think, maybe even the first time they're all going to get to play together. Ready and rested. I'm hoping that because Ponferradina played last weekend, just a few days ago, and we rested our starting 11, that we're going to come out with an edge that they just don't have. That's my hopes, dreams, and aspirations. Away from home, though, this is not going to be an easy one. 13 minutes gone. The first highlight of the game. It's coming down the right-hand side where, well, Cedric and Carrasco have been absolutely top draw for us, although they're going to deal with that quite well. Only as far as Recco, though, who plays it back to Carrasco, who's looking for his 5th assist of the season, gives it to Pablo, and it's going all the way back to Lopez. I will say now, our kind of trademark this season has been even more possession than last season. I think our average possession is at 65%. And while Carrasco's got a penalty, and Bicho, I've bigged up his penalties. He scored 3 out of 3. I've sung his praises. I've danced his dances. No, my luck, he's now going to miss here. Don't fail me, Bicho. He hasn't failed me. I'll say now, Gazzaniga very, very nearly got to that. It was a good penalty in the end. It crept into the bottom corner. And I think Carrasco might even get given an assist for that, given the fact he earned the penalty. Keeper went the right way, got a hand on it, but the penalty was hit too firmly, too strongly, and we're a goal up inside the first 20. Lola Piers bringing it down the right-hand side for them. We can't get a tackle in. Can we do something here? Lopez gives away a penalty to them. I mean, I'm looking at you, Machado. I can sing a dance for you. I can dance a dance for you. Machado, please. He goes the wrong way. And it's a tale of two penalties inside the first half an hour here. And I feel a little let down by Lopez. Machado goes the wrong way. I mean, it was a pretty good penalty. I think if he'd gone the right way, he wouldn't have stopped it. We are going straight into another highlight, though. So far, the only highlights of this game have been two penalties. Feels like the game's been bogged down in the midfield a fair bit. Although maybe things are about to change here. Mexico looking to press nice and high up the pitch and force a turnover in possession. Does so unsuccessfully as Salinas now brings forward the ball for them. And Kangwa scores. I mean, Evans Kangwa, not a name I'm familiar with in football. They've just scored two. That's a gut punch, isn't it? We got the early penalty, we got that goal, we look confident, and suddenly they just hit us with a 1-2 jab, and that has knocked the stuffing out of me. Not good. Not good at all. 10 minutes left of the half. I don't want to change anything too drastically yet, but if they score from this corner, I might have to. It's going to be headed away by Di Vicente. Can we win? Well, I was going to say the second ball. Kangwa's already got it. Can we put in a tackle, maybe? Try and get a turnover of possession. Mexico puts in one tackle, comes away with the ball. Going to have Cedric on his right, lays it off to him. Pablo also in support. Carrassa's on the overlap as well, and he whips it back post. Bicho's there. Oh my word. What a header that is. And two of the new kids on the block. Two of the new signings for this year. Popping up the goals. When I say new kids on the block, I think of kind of, younger players. These are experienced heads. Carrassa, he's in his late 20s. Bicho, I think, is 24 or 25. I mean, his heading was not a reason that I signed him, but that, my friends, is one of the best far post headers you're going to see in Football Manager. Makes it 2-2. I will happily take that at the break. So at half-time, very interesting, really. Both teams having 3 shots on target. Both teams having 2 goals. We've had more shots. Looks like, some of them have been in the box but been blocked away. Some of them just not been on target. I think on the whole, I'm fairly happy with this half. I'm a little bit concerned about only having 52% of the ball. And I've pissed off all the players. I've misclicked. Do I try and save it? I'll try. Oh, they hate me more. Okay. Mexico likes me. Matic likes me. Carras. The important people like me. This is fine. Although this is not fine. Free kick. Deep. Machado collects it well. I feel like Machado in goal, obviously signed from Porto's B team after he was released. He's not really been tested too much for us. The way in which we've dominated games means he doesn't face too many shots. Although we may need a big save from him here. Machado, wake up, son. Don't know why I'm slapping me like I'm some kind of voodoo doll for Machado. He's come out for that, and Cachet has just kind of popped in and stolen it. 2 minutes into the second half, that is the suboptimal start, I think is probably the best way to describe it. Keeper comes out, hesitates a little bit because he couldn't pick it up, and well, their striker pops in, steals away the ball, makes it 3-2, and I'm not having a good time. An hour gone here, I've got to start thinking about making changes. Who could I bring in? Who should I bring in? I'm going to take off Mexico and bring in Foster. Cedric has been kind of poor today. You know what? I'm going to bring in... Let's bring in Zach. Let's see what Zach can do. He's been pretty impressive for us this year. And Di Vicente off. Yabua on. Recently had a chat with the Atalanta manager because apparently I've not been playing his boy Yabua enough. We agreed to loan him as a first-team player last year. Forgot to update that. Maybe he can have the impact here, although we may need some heroics. That ball has hit the crossbar twice and gone over. It would have been offside. It wouldn't have counted. I'm fine. Okay, I was thinking about making some changes. This is one of those bizarre games where we're losing 3-2, but we've really limited them to the chances that we've seen them score from. So I don't want to change stuff too rashly, especially because we could still make something happen. Yabua, back to goal. He gets dispossessed. Matic, though, collects it well. Not known for his ability on the wing. Can he put in a ball of quality? Absolutely not, is the answer. You can see here, though, they've been super clinical. They've created good opportunities, to be fair. We've had more possession in this second half. We just need to take one of these chances that we're having. Kangwa, back to Saul. Now with Galvez. If they get another now, you'd probably say that's the game gone with 10 minutes left. Do not foul here. Lopez, he's already given away one. I mean, that looked like a perfectly good foul, Football Manager. I mean, perfectly good tackle. Can't see it have a perfectly good foul. Oh, Machado. Machado, can you do me a favour? No, he can't. No, he cannot. That's... I mean, in a way, it's kind of nice that we're losing this game. It's a bit of a reality check, and I would rather have this reality check earlier in the season than later. But this is a game where they have scored 2 penalties and just been clinical, and we have not been clinical. Maybe this boils down to that issue I raised earlier about the fact that we've not had one of our strikers stand up and become this kind of 20 goals a season striker yet. Obviously, it's still early days. Someone could find a rich vein of form. And while we have another penalty of our own, this is the 4th penalty of the game. Bicho, can he get his hat-trick? He sends the keeper the wrong way. Suddenly, with a minute left, I'm sat thinking, should we go more attack? Should we? I mean, at this point, I think we do. I think we try and make something happen in the time that remains. To be fair, we're already playing very, very attacking, so there's not too much more I can do. Let's go very attacking. We're going to press as hard as we can, slide everything to the right. We've got 2 minutes to get a goal. Let's try and make something happen. Bicho, by the way, another great penalty. 5 out of 5 for the year. It's really nice when you get a good penalty taker. 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. Why did I go very attacking? You can see in the end it finishes 4-3. It's a pretty big classic. Bicho's got an 8.8. I feel bad for Bicho. Carrasco's had another good game as well. You have to look at having 20 shots and only scoring 3 and put a bit of a question mark over it. I'm going to tell them all that I'm furious. I am furious. You can all cry at me all you want. We've lost 4-3. That was a game we need to be winning. And with it, we dropped down to second. And it's a 3-way tie at the top with Pontevedra and Deportivo very much breathing down our neck at this moment in time. So in terms of when we're going to be back, I've changed my plans slightly just based off what's happened there, because we're down in second, we've got Pontevedra and Deportivo breathing down our necks, and we've got them in back-to-back away games to start the month of October. I know it's not a million miles away, but I feel like in terms of a live com doubleheader, doesn't get much more difficult than that. Those are going to be 2 games where if we win them, we suddenly look once again like a team destined for automatic promotion. If we lose them, and given that we're away from home for both, they're going to be tricky, maybe we start to panic slightly. Big episode next time. I'm very scared for it. Very, very scared for it. As mentioned in the intro, this video today was sponsored by Super Club Soccer. Super Club Soccer is a turn-based free-to-play football game now available on Steam. Create your own player, create a club, team up with your friends, and take on other players around the world. Play in 3D or 2D, in teams of 5 or of 11, and compete in tournaments in online competitive games. There's a link at the top of the description. Click it if you'd like to find out more information and also help support the content here on the channel.